Once upon a time, nestled in the heart of a lush valley, there existed a serene river that flowed gracefully, whispering tales of wisdom to those who paused to listen. This was no ordinary river, for its waters held the secret to a life of fulfillment and inner peace. In this story, we meet two young birds named Zara and Milo. Zara was filled with motivation, always seeking new adventures and dreaming of soaring to great heights. Milo, on the other hand, embodied discipline, embracing the rhythm of daily practice and unwavering commitment. One day, a mystical sage came to the valley, drawn by the rumors of the enlightened river. Sensing the eagerness of the birds, the sage decided to test their resolve and teach them a profound lesson about discipline. The sage summoned Zara and Milo to the banks of the river, where he spoke with a calm voice that echoed with ancient wisdom. "Dear birds," he began, "the river before you holds the key to unlocking your true potential. But remember, it is discipline that shall guide you to its sacred depths." Zara, brimming with motivation, immediately dove into the river, seeking the river's wisdom with fervor. But the currents were strong, and she struggled to stay afloat. With each passing moment, her energy waned, and her motivation began to waver. Milo, however, understood the sage's message. He approached the river methodically, taking small steps and adapting to the rhythm of the water. With each passing day, he practiced diligently, honing his skills and building endurance. Slowly but surely, he began to uncover the river's hidden knowledge. As Zara struggled to keep up with her initial burst of motivation, she grew disheartened. One day, feeling defeated, she returned to the sage and confessed her struggles. "Sage, sage," she said, her voice heavy with disappointment. "I lack the strength to navigate the river's currents. My motivation alone is not enough." The sage smiled gently and replied, "Dear Zara, motivation may ignite the fire within you, but it is discipline that fuels its eternal flame. Embrace the power of discipline, and the river shall unveil its secrets to you." Emboldened by the sage's words, Zara joined Milo in his discipline practice. She learned to align her motivation with the rhythm of discipline, and soon her abilities began to flourish. Day by day, they both grew stronger, their wings stronger, and their spirits soared higher than ever before. Finally, after months of unwavering dedication, Zara and Milo stood at the river's edge, bathed in the glow of the setting sun. They had become masters of the river's wisdom, embodying the harmony of motivation and discipline. As they took flight together, their wings synchronized in a beautiful dance, they realized the profound truth. Motivation may kindle the flame, but discipline fans its flames into an unquenchable inferno. Through discipline, they had tapped into a boundless well of strength, endurance, and inner peace. And so, dear friends, remember the tale of Zara and Milo, and let it inspire you to embrace discipline in your own journey. For it is through discipline that we find the strength to persevere, overcome obstacles, and unlock the true potential that lies within each of us. Thank you for watching, and keep rising.
Many years ago, in a small village, there lived two poor farmers. Each of them lived with their family and worked hard on small plots of land to feed their loved ones. One day, both farmers passed away at the same time. After their death, they were brought before God. God looked at them and asked what was missing in their previous lives. Upon hearing this, one of the farmers stepped forward and said, "Oh, God, you gave me a miserable life. I had nothing. I worked in the fields like an ox every day, and whatever I earned barely fed my family. I could never wear good clothes or enjoy life like others. My hands were always empty. What a disgusting, animal-like life I had to endure." After listening to him, God asked, "So what do you wish for in your next life?" The farmer replied, "Oh Lord, please make it so that I never owe anyone anything, and that everyone gives me whatever I want." God listened and said, "You will get what you have asked for. You may go." After this, God turned to the second farmer. "And you, what was missing in your previous life?" The second farmer folded his hands and replied, "Oh God, you gave me everything I needed. What more could I ask? You blessed me with a good family and enough land to work and provide for them. I am grateful for all of it, but there was one thing I always regretted. Sometimes hungry and thirsty people came to my door. I could offer them water, but I had no food to feed them, and they had to leave hungry. That regret stayed with me even now." After saying this, the farmer fell silent. God then asked, "So what do you wish for in your next life?" The farmer folded his hands and prayed, "Lord, please grant me the ability that no one will ever leave my door hungry or thirsty. I want to help everyone in need." God smiled and said, "You will get what you have wished for. You may go." In their next lives, the two farmers were born again in the same village. They grew up side by side, but their fates turned out to be completely different. The first man, who wished only to receive wealth and never give anything away, became the beggar of the village. Now, he didn't have to give anything. He received money from everyone who passed by. The second man, who prayed to help others, became the richest man in the village. He now gave to everyone who asked for help, and no one left his door hungry. If we look at our own lives, we will see that gratitude is the key to a fulfilling life. The story of the two farmers teaches us that those who are thankful for what they have and selflessly help others are ultimately rewarded by the universe. Life has two sides, the positive and the negative, and it is up to us to choose which side we embrace. One farmer focused only on his struggles and what he lacked, while the other appreciated what he had and wanted to share it with others. Their fates in the next life were determined by these choices. The law of the universe is simple. What we give is what we receive, and often multiplied many times over. If we give love, kindness, and help to others, life will reward us in abundance. On the contrary, if we live with greed or selfishness, we only attract poverty and unhappiness into our lives. This principle explains why some people are born into wealthy families, while others are born into poverty. If you want to live a rich, happy, and prosperous life, strive to help those in need and spread joy wherever you go. Remember that the goodness you give to the world will always come back to you. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone finds hope, and life will always reward you in ways beyond your imagination. True wealth is not what we keep, but what we share. The seeds of kindness you plant today will bloom into blessings tomorrow.
Once there was a man with an inferiority complex. He felt he was no match to others and had no value in his life. One day he went to the priest and asked, "What is the value of my life?" And the priest gave him a stone and said, "If you want to know the value of your life, take this stone to the market, and if anyone asks the price, do not say a word. Just raise your 2 fingers." The man went to the market, as the priest told him. He was standing in the corner of the market, where many people would cross him. Then one woman approached him and asked, "What is the cost of the stone?" The man does not say a word, just raises his 2 fingers. She said, $2. I will take it." The man got surprised and came back to the priest and said, "There was a woman at the market who was ready to give $2 for the stone." The priest replied, "Now, I want you to go to the auction arena, and if anyone asks the price, do not say a word. Just raise your 2 fingers." The man went to the auction arena and stood in the hall with the stone. After about an hour, an old man approached the man and said, "Sir, are you planning to sell this stone? If yes, how much is this stone?" The man does not say a word. He just raised his 2 fingers. The old man said, $200. I will take it." The man again got surprised and came back to the priest and said, "There was an old man in the auction arena who was ready to give $200 for this stone." The priest replied, "Good. Now the last place I want you to take the stone is the pawn shop in the city mall. If anyone asks the price, just raise your 2 fingers." The man went to the city mall. After finding it, he went into the shop. The shop owner saw the stone and screamed, "Wow, the stone. It is the one I have been searching for this many years. How much is it?" The man does not say a word. He just raised his 2 fingers. The shop owner says, $200,000. I will buy it. The man does not believe what he just heard. He came to the priest and said, the pawn shop owner was ready to give $200,000 for the stone. The priest smiled and said, "Now, do you understand the value of your life? Life is all about where you are placing yourself. Your value can be either $2 or $200,000, you have to decide. For some people, you are just like passing clouds. They will use you and forget, and for them, you will be worth nothing. But for some people, you are everything. They will value you so much, they will never leave you. So, it is up to you to decide where you place yourself in life and value it. Similarly, in our life, each one of us possesses unique value in our life. We have to utilize it in the place where it is most valued, because we are not given importance in some place, or by certain people, does not mean we do not have value in our life. We have to keep exploring and utilizing our talents and do the hard work. One day, we will find a place where they give importance to our value. Thank you for watching, and keep rising. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between mighty mountains, there lived a young boy named Koji. Koji was known for his courage and bravery, but there was one thing that made his heart tremble: fear. One sunny morning, Koji decided to embark on a journey to defeat his fears and find inner peace. He sought the wisdom of the village's renowned Zen master, Sensei Hiroshi. Sensei Hiroshi greeted Koji with a warm smile and listened attentively to his tale of fear. With compassion in his eyes, the wise master said, "Koji, fear is like a small pebble in your shoe. It may seem insignificant, but it can hinder your every step if left unaddressed. To overcome fear, you must confront it directly." Intrigued by Sensei Hiroshi's words, Koji asked, "But Sensei, how can I confront something that frightens me?" Sensei Hiroshi replied, "Close your eyes, Koji, and imagine yourself standing on the edge of a deep abyss. Feel the fear coursing through your veins, but instead of running away, take a step forward." Koji followed Sensei Hiroshi's guidance and visualized himself at the edge of a great chasm. The fear engulfed him, making his heart race and his hands tremble. With a deep breath, he took a step forward, his heart pounding in his chest. To his surprise, as Koji stepped forward, a beautiful bridge appeared before him. It was made of shimmering light and exuded a sense of calmness. Koji mustered up his courage and continued walking across the bridge, step by step. With each step, Koji noticed the fear gradually dissipating. He realized that the fear he once felt was merely an illusion, a creation of his mind. As he reached the other side of the bridge, a newfound sense of inner peace filled his being. Returning to Sensei Hiroshi, Koji expressed his gratitude. "Sensei, I confronted my fear, and I discovered that it was nothing more than a bridge to inner strength and peace." Sensei Hiroshi smiled and said, "Koji, fear is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. When you face your fears head-on, you unlock your true potential and unleash the power within you. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." From that day forward, Koji embraced fear as an opportunity for growth. He became an inspiration to others in the village, sharing the wisdom he had gained from his journey. So, dear friends, when fear comes knocking on your door, remember Koji's story. Embrace it, face it, and let it guide you to the limitless possibilities that await on the other side. May you find the strength to conquer your fears and discover the vast reservoir of courage within your heart. It is in moments of fear that we have the opportunity to grow, learn, and transcend our limitations. It's essential to remember that fear is merely a stepping stone on our journey to greatness. Thank you for watching, and keep rising.